So I know like the how is not important. When you have a dream, you have a goal, the how is not important. Just you need to find something you really love, you really enjoy, and something you are in alignment with. You're gonna learn on the way. Just like how is not important. So when I found out like that's my life mission, I text my friend. I thought I finally found
That's awesome.
my life mission, and then I just I took like the first step, just start learning like.
All right. Well, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Today we have a special guest. He was born and raised in Syria. He came here in 2010. He got his bachelor's degree back in Syria in accounting and finance. He came to the United States and got an MBA at San Diego State in business information systems. He also got a certification in building inspection and construction management. He's now a construction inspector. He lives in the San Francisco area. But recently he found his passion, right? He found his passion in videography and photography. So welcome to the podcast, Mr. Hatem Alrifai.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Of course,
thank
anytime.
you. Thank you for being here.
Every time actually. Behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
behind the scenes. So actually, so you guys know, Hatem's actually also our videographer. So we decided to have him on so you guys can get to know him. Right? He's an awesome gentleman. So let's get right into it. So obviously you're from Syria.
Yes.
Yeah. And you came here in 2010.
I was born and raised in Syria, and I came here 2010. You know, after I graduated from Dara University,
Okay.
I did my bachelor degree there, and I was like, I want to like do something, you know, big, you know.
Yeah.
Like just bachelor degree like wasn't enough for me. So yeah, my goal was just come here United States, get my master degree and get my CBA, and go back to Syria and like just work in a big company and
Right.
be a CEO.
Yeah.
And then the revolution started back in Syria. So I came here 2010. Since then, like I couldn't go back.
Okay. So you came in 2010, and then a year later, the revolution happened, and you
Yes.
can't go back home. Wow, what was that like when you realized, man, I can't go back home?
That time, like I didn't know like how long it's gonna take.
Okay.
Like every time I say, oh, okay, like just few months more, like maybe next year it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And it's been like 10 years, man.
Oh wow.
So it's still happening right now.
So right now, like it's kind of cooled down, but like we still like the situation is like not safe to go back. Like,
What would happen if you went back too soon?
so I'm not sure like what's the government reaction from me coming back from United States,
Really?
and so you never know, like because I have like relative, they got arrested, like was 7 years ago.
Wow.
And we have no idea where they are, what's
my
going on
gosh.
with them.
Really?
Like there is like no justice. There is like if you get arrested, there's like different situations. Sometimes they don't have like food or money to feed prisoners,
Yeah.
and they just like kill them, you know.
That's
Seriously.
crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Sorry, can't
They
feed you.
just-
Yeah.
Just they burn them. Yeah, they burn the prison and everything.
Was your relative coming from United States and then they got arrested, or
No, he lives there.
okay?
Yeah, but just like they don't like really United States, like the politics and stuff, and they gonna be like, why you came back? What's your deal?
Oh,
They're
they
gonna
think you're a
question.
spy or something.
Yeah, like
Right, right.
who sent you back here? You know?
The Trump send you back over here.
Yeah, what's your deal? Then if I go like to prison, that's it. That's
Yeah,
so
you don't.
that's why I'm.
So people disappear when they go to prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It sounds like a movie.
So
Yeah.
why did your family members get arrested, if you don't mind me asking?
Mainly like they attack like male, like over like 21 years old. Like they want them to go back like to the military, fight with them,
Oh.
or they are afraid from them to be like against them. And that's why like a lot of my friends, they left Syria. Like most like the guys I went to university with, most of them outside Syria right now.
Yeah, so it's either join the military or you're not safe.
Yeah, so I have friends like, cause like after we finish university, if you have a brother, like you are two male in the family,
Right.
So you have to go to military, and it's like year and a half or something.
Okay.
And I have my friend, they finished university, they joined the military, and was before the revolution. And when the revolution started, like they asked them, the guys, like my friend in the military, to shoot on like innocent people.
Oh,
And
wow.
some of them was like in the military in my city.
Oh, wow.
So like mainly they asked them to shoot on like their own, family.
Their own family and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, and so they most of them they escaped, like they went to Jordan or they went to like other countries.
Yeah. That's crazy. What was the reason for the whole conflict start, the revolution?
Like back in the Middle East, there was like this not the first revolution. Like it started like in Yemen, in Libya, and in Egypt. What happened like really in Egypt? People they want to change the president. He's a president for like 7 years
Yeah.
or so. Like that guy, like he was like 80 years old and he's still the president since he was a young guy.
70 years?
Yeah, he's I think. Yeah, it was like 70 or more, 70 or 80.
Wow.
And he's still there,
Yeah.
So they want to just change the president. So
Right.
and so everyone went to the street, asked to change the president. Within 2 weeks, they changed the system. They changed the president.
Oh, wow.
And so, like we was like watching in TV, like everyone like saying we want freedom, we want to change the president and stuff. So some kids in my city actually, they hear in the news like this, like everyone like saying we want to change the president, we want a freedom and all of that. So they wrote down on the walls of the school, like we want freedom, we want to change the president.
Wow.
So those kids they got arrested, and they are like in elementary school.
How old
Wow.
is that? How old is that? Elementary.
Like
At least 10 or
years,
younger.
10
Yeah.
years, like 10 years
That's
old.
when I came here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Try-
they have no idea what they are writing, They just saw something in the TV, it seems cool, seemed different. Everyone like yelling, in the street, we want to change the president. That in Egypt.
Yeah.
So they just wrote down on the walls, like, we want freedom, we want to change the president. So those kids got arrested, like there is someone behind you, like.
Yeah. So
And
they thought someone had told them to do that.
exactly, like there's a plan or something.
So
Yeah,
so they wrote on the wall. The government thought someone had told them to write on the wall.
exactly.
And then what happened after that?
So they got arrested. So mainly like their families, like they just asking like we want the kids back. Like those are just kids. Like
Yeah, of
no
course.
one behind them.
Yeah.
They just saw something on the TV and they just wrote on the wall.
Man.
But like the government, like no, like there's something behind this.
Wow.
And they kept them, like arrested for like 2-3 weeks. And so just the people like in my city, like just small group of people, they just said like, okay, like we give you like just like few more days. Like if you guys don't like release those kids, we're gonna protest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened. Like Friday, they went to the street, they protest, like just we want the kids back. And then the government saw that like as a threat,
Wow.
and they used like a live ammo on them. Like they killed like 10 of them
Wow.
just on the spot. And then from there, like everyone started like how you do this like to those innocent, and more protests, and like more cities also like start like
Yeah.
like why you do this with like people like in Dara.
Yeah. So that's how the revolution
And
started.
that's how it started, yeah. And then like the army was like divided. Like you have half of the army want to protect the people, and the other half want to protect the president.
Right.
And then now there's like guns, there's the military fighting. Before was just like a protest, and now just you have half in the military, fighting against, the military with the president.
Wow.
Can you guys help from other countries?
So that was like the problem actually. Like here is like when like the other countries start interfere like in Syria, the situation got more bad. Because like everyone has like different agenda. So we got like help from Russia. Russia wants the president. So they support the military with the president. You have like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, United States. They don't want the president. They want someone else. So they support their groups. And like we start seeing guns coming, from
Wow.
everywhere. Like we don't produce guns. Like we don't have
Yeah.
the money to buy guns.
Right.
All of a sudden, like every person have a gun.
Everyone has like an
Like,
AK-47 all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, yeah, like
Yeah.
where this came from, like where all this money came from.
Yeah.
So this is the problem, because the other countries start supporting groups there. They want like, because we in Syria we are like in really strategic area, and also we have oil, so they want this location. So everyone fighting on this land.
Because of where you guys are located, basically.
Yeah.
So what is it about the location that's so important to most of these countries, like Russia and the United States? And
Yeah. So the location, like we are like close to Asia.
Okay.
And like Middle East, like is like Asia, and like we are close to South Africa and Europe. Like we are like on the like where the three continent like get together. That's where is Syria.
You know what? Let's pull it up. Let's see.
Yeah.
Check it out. Yeah. So let's
Yeah, I want to see what Syria.
See, now we're getting high tech, guys. Now we got an actual laptop to pull up.
So you see like Syria there, and you see like Africa,
Okay. Yeah. So Africa to the southwest.
and you have in the north, you have Europe,
Yeah.
and you have Asia
Wow.
on the west.
Yeah, so basically Russia, or the USSR, the former USSR,
Yeah.
and the Eastern European countries are right above Syria. Iraq is right below
Yeah.
Syria. Saudi Arabia is right below Syria.
And there's like where all the oil is just
Yeah.
right there in the area, like
Where's the
Iraq,
oil
Saudi
at?
Arabia, Iran, Yeah.
And look at Israel. Israel's right there.
Israel there.
Wow. So you guys are right with Israel, Jordan. Wow. So I can see why it's pretty important. to all
So
these
yeah,
big
this
countries.
location, that's why like all those countries like just trying to have like control in Syria.
Is it because of the oil as well?
Yes.
That's a huge resource right there.
Yeah. So we have like Russian military, and we have like military from Iran, and right now actually all the military is like the one that support the president.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what's the president's name over there?
Bashar al-Assad.
And how long has he been in power?
When the revolution started, I think he was already 10 years,
Okay.
and now is like 20 years. 20
wow.
years something, as a president, not as a king. If he's
Yeah.
a king,
Yeah.
we understand.
Yeah.
But like as a president,
Yeah.
and like every like 8 years they do election.
And he wins.
Yeah, and the way they do election is really funny.
Okay.
They just give you a paper, like they saying, you want the president, yes or no. That's our election.
Oh
And
my
when you
God.
say no,
They disappear.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
mainly
that's not funny.
you know what? Like you're gonna do the election in the front of like the government. Like there's no like private office, to
Okay.
do it. So like you are like this. They give you the paper and they are looking at you like which
Like,
one you gonna
Stick with the gun.
Yeah.
Yes or no, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And they don't count the votes. They do this, and after that they just put like a number and
Yeah.
they say, okay,
Oh, he won.
He won this number.
well,
That's-
so is that the same for the other candidates? It's like, do you want
There
this
is no
president?
candidate.
What?
Yeah. So there's no candidates. It's like, do you
There's
want him?
just
Yes or
one-
no?
Yes, that's it.
interesting.
You have the president. You want him, yes or no? That's it. That's the whole election. I don't know. You guys overthinking this here. Like,
You know
it
what?
took like year here, to do all of that.
Yeah. To be honest, I think that's what the administration right now is trying to do here. If they could have it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but thank God it won't be like that. Hopefully not, right? But that's why they always say, like, even with the United States, with all the issues that we have, and maybe people are, we're kind of divided and all this kind of stuff right now. We're still free. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have elections like that. Hopefully not. You know what I mean? But like, we're still free. We can do whatever we want. Like, but that's crazy. Wow.
That's
So,
awesome, yeah.
yeah. So, do you get to talk to your family at all? Like through WhatsApp or Skype or anything?
Yeah. We always keep in touch.
Okay. So at least you're
Yeah.
able to keep in touch with them.
Yeah, we use WhatsApp. This is the most famous right
course,
now.
right.
Facebook,
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. My sister lives in London and my parents live in Hawaii. So WhatsApp is very, very, very
Yeah.
good creation. Like,
Yeah, especially with the group, like you have a group for the family, and
Yeah.
everyone send pictures,
Yeah.
videos, and talk to, you know.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we're all on
And then-
WhatsApp. The Bliss Seekers podcast is
Yeah.
on WhatsApp.
So are we. Yeah. There you
We're,
go.
we're on there.
Yeah. Man, whoever created, it's funny. I think, I'm not sure if I have this right, but I read a story about the creator of WhatsApp where he wanted to get a job at Facebook. I think it was Facebook. Yeah, I think Facebook for the longest time, and they kept denying him, like no, or he had a job and he got fired, something like that. He wanted to work at Facebook, and his dream never came true. So then he created WhatsApp.
Mm.
And then he became like a billionaire all of a sudden, right? And I think Facebook ended up buying WhatsApp or something
Yeah,
like that.
true.
Yeah.
Really?
they
Yes.
bought it,
So
yeah.
so he wanted a job for like a couple $100,000 a year. He ended up selling his app to Facebook for like billions of dollars. So, so you guys, I mean, when one door doesn't open or one door closes, you never know. There might be a better door on the other side. So, okay, so you came here. We kind of understood a little bit about what's going on in the home country, and it's kind of getting better now a little bit.
Yeah, like right now, just because the president has control, so there's like only one side.
Okay.
Before it was like two sides fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, but mainly like everyone's suffering right now because everything like got so expensive,
Uh-huh.
and like not too much jobs there.
So hyperinflation, basically.
Yeah, inflation, like even like no electricity, like they get electricity few hours a day,
Wow.
and same for the water, few hours a day.
That's crazy. Man, see, we're the things we don't appreciate, right? Like,
things we take
Yeah.
for
You
granted.
we're over here trying to plug in all these cameras, and
Mhm.
we're just trying to find extension cords because we got plenty of electricity, right? And people in other countries, they don't get electricity full time or
Right,
water.
right.
Yeah.
So what do they do when they shut off the electricity? Do people have generators or?
Not really, like
Just
even like
basically dark?
if they gonna get like gas, it's like also super expensive.
Wow,
So mainly they are living with it.
they're just basically
Yeah,
chilling in the dark,
chilling in the
candles.
dark, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
They have like small like batteries. They just charge those batteries, but
Okay.
like there's so much time like when you don't have anything. Also,
Wow.
like if you have your fridge, your freezer, and you have the food there, like you can't really put too much there, you know,
Oh, that's true.
because like it's gonna melt down.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be spoiled by the next day.
Yeah.
How long has that been going on? This happened.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow,
And,
that's crazy.
Surreal. Yeah.
Well, at least you're here, I mean, and there's a reason why you're here, right?
because you're
Yes.
here.
Yeah, well, you're here
You're
now,
here.
right?
yeah.
So you left. So you got your bachelor's degree there, right?
Yes.
Was it a pretty big school out in Syria?
Yeah, actually, we focused a lot on education back there in Syria.
Okay.
So like bachelor degree in Syria is like something like normal. Like right
Yeah.
now, like almost everyone gets his bachelor degree there,
Right.
and the classes there like is really good. Like, cause like when I came here, it was easier for me actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So our schooling was easier than schooling
Yes,
back home.
Yeah, way easier. Yeah.
Yeah, United States is really not the best at like healthcare or education, which is
Yeah.
kind of whatever. It is what it is. But
Yeah,
Okay.
they pressure us like to take like more classes and everything. It's just like the way of teaching here. I like the way of teaching here is better.
okay,
It's like kind of not about easier, but like they give you like for us we used to memorize a lot,
uh-huh.
and here like they encourage you like to think and to like have your own project or like you do experiment or stuff. And back there is mainly like you have to study this, memorize it, and take an exam.
Oh wow.
So it was harder that way then.
It
You have
was
to
harder,
memorize
yeah, because
everything.
you have to
Mhm.
memorize like huge books and stuff.
Wow. So you guys were like lawyers basically.
Yeah.
Wow. So how thick were the books?
So for like just for like 1 year, like maybe like this amount of books.
Wow.
And we have like almost memorized that.
Wow.
And you have only like right now they changed the system, but like when I started, you have only one exam. Like for each like material, each class you have one exam.
Mhm.
Like you ever fail or like pass. That's it. You don't have like homeworks. There is no mid exam or whatever here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
No
like
midterms or
no
anything.
midterms.
yeah, so there's
just,
only one
just
exam.
Final,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
final
Wow.
Got
exam.
it.
So what happens if you
And-
don't pass the final?
You have to repeat the subject. That's it.
Oh wow! So you
Yeah,
just don't pass the class
you
at
don't
all.
pass the class. Yeah.
Wow. So it's either pass or fail. There's nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
No B, C, just pass or fail.
From 100, you get 60, 70, 80.
Okay, so it's a scale of 100.
Scale of 100, but like you don't have a homework or you don't have a midterm, and like it's only one exam. Like if you are sick in that day, that's it.
Oh man. So basically you have to read these humongous books, like stack of books, and you have to be ready for the final exam.
Yes.
Oh wow. Do they have like classroom lectures and stuff or?
Yeah, we go to school. I like to the university. We have lectures like
Okay, so
almost every day, like 5 days a week. Yeah.
but it's basically on the stuff the books you're reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
But most students, the way they do it, like we go to class, but like we don't really focus much.
Yeah.
We wait
Oh, I know all
until
about
the
that.
last
Yeah.
week, and then the last week you have the whole
Yeah.
book, the whole exam.
That's actually, I think that's human nature everywhere, to be honest. Like nobody like, it's crazy. Like if people will have like a whole month to study. I mean, there's some people that will study like every day, but most people like 1 week before the test comes and they're just like cramming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why, you know, I learned that, you know, you always have to give deadlines to people when you want to have something done. It's called the power of a deadline because, you know, we live in the largest nation in the world, which is procrastination, right? So, you know, human nature, we procrastinate. So if you give somebody a really long time to complete a task, they're not going to take the whole time. They're going to take just a few minutes right before or a few days or whatever. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense right there. Yeah. I think, when I was in college, I took a law class and I don't really like law too much because a lot of reading, but we had to do a 20-page paper and we had the whole quarter to do it. Right. So guess what? I waited till the day before.
Exactly.
I pulled an all-nighter, like 18 hours. I wrote like a 20-page paper like all night, and I think I still got an A on it or whatever.
I think there's something about it, and just like adding that pressure on you,
Yeah.
it energizes you in a way, even though it's very stressful.
Yeah.
There's something about it. It's like a thrill. I don't know what it is, because I do the same thing too.
Yeah, it has to be something. It has to be like
Yeah.
some type of, I don't know, something in our nature as humans or whatever. So you got your degree, and now you come to the U.S. What sparked you coming to the United States, like versus just staying home in Syria and continue your education there? Could you get your master's there or?
Yeah. So main thing, like I want to learn like language.
Okay.
This is like one reason.
Okay.
And
So learning English.
learning English. And the other thing also, I have a family here, like small family.
Okay.
So I was like, and they have a chance to come here. I said,
Yeah.
man, let's do it.
Hey, take the opportunity, right?
Exactly.
I mean, and if you think about it, it's even crazier because, like, literally, if you would have waited 1 year more, like, you wouldn't have been able to come here, right?
Yes.
Like, that's crazy.
I mean, like, if our school, like, started 1 year later, then I would not be graduated.
Yeah.
Then I would not be here.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. So, perfect timing for you. And, you know, I guess you had family here, so you're like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to go, right? I'm going to go check out the USA. So I remember I asked Joe, like, what her thoughts of the United States were going to be. Of course, she was 10, right? How old were you when you came here?
23.
23. So 23-year-old Syrian young man. What was your impressions of what the United States was going to be like before you came here?
I don't have, like, really, like, something clear image about United States, but like the main thing, like, I thought it's like so developed and everything super nice, super clean.
Yeah.
And like the technology is like gonna be amazing, and yeah, like I thought everything is gonna be like super, developed. Like like I'm coming to the first world, how they say it, like.
So Syria is considered a third world country.
Third world country.
My Philippines too. Is
Wow.
country. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, how they say developed country, and coming to United States, and I thought like everything is easy. Like you come here, like you work few hours and you become rich, and like they just hand you money. And
How do you feel now?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
working 12 hours a day,
Yeah.
night shift, day shift,
You're earning your money now for
working
sure.
Saturdays, weekend.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, so was it kind of like you expected, or when you first came here?
No, not really. Actually, I thought like when I came like to the streets, like I thought all the cars gonna be brand new. There is no old cars.
Okay.
And this is like I thought when I saw like old models, I was like, how come they have old cars?
Yeah, you're like, wait, we have these in Syria. What are they doing here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I went to downtown San Francisco and it wasn't super clean. I was.
Oh yeah, that's a big city.
I
Yeah,
was like.
you're like, what, homeless people? What the heck's going on
Yeah.
here?
I was like surprised, seeing someone sleeping on the street.
Yeah,
Like even in my country, like you will never see someone sleeping on the street.
yeah.
No way. There is no homeless.
Wow.
There's no homeless people?
No homeless in Syria. Like you always have someone in your family to support you.
Wow, that's
Like-
pretty cool.
And when I saw that, like I was even like when I tell my family, they are surprised. Oh, even in the war right now and whatever going on, there is no homeless there.
Wow.
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah.
It just shows how like united you guys are, the family.
Yeah, because you have a big family. Like even like your father support you, your brothers, your sisters, your uncle, your grandfather, or like you always have someone to support you.
Yeah, so you're never going to be left on the streets in Syria.
No way. That was for me like I was like really shocked when I saw that.
Wow. So was that the biggest surprise for you?
Yeah, those like the things like it's like a lot of like small things I start to notice. Like my expectation was way bigger.
Yeah, very high.
Very high.
It's too good to be true.
Yeah. Because like you see like I said like in the movies, I thought like it's like in the movies, like
Yeah.
in the Hollywood movies and
Mhm.
stuff.
I'm the same way. When I was a little kid,
Mhm.
watching all this movie from America,
And
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Ah.
That's my favorite.
So let me ask you guys then, what was the one American movie that you guys watched when you were young that made the biggest impression on you guys of what you thought the United States was going to be like?
What movie?
Yeah. Any movie in particular? I mean, it might not be, but like, what movie or show did you guys see that was American that made you think, oh, the America's like that?
Now that you mentioned Home Alone,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Richie Rich.
Richie Rich? Okay, yeah.
Richie Rich.
So you watched The Rich Kid.
Yeah, basically.
So
Rich kids.
no wonder you thought it was going to be lots of chocolate or something.
Lots of chocolate, snow. Lots of snow.
Snow.
I live in California. There's no snow here.
Yeah. Well, Bay Area, right?
Bay Area.
Yeah. What about you, Hatem? Was there a movie you watched when you were young, American movie?
I don't remember like a certain movie, but I thought like when I came here, like everyone is American, like white, blonde.
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
when I came here and I saw like Mexican or like Arab and like Indian or like all
Yeah.
other like ethnicity, and I was like
Lots of diversity.
a lot of diversity. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What
Because,
city?
like-
What was the first city you came here?
So I came to Lafayette and Hayward and then Berkeley.
Yeah, very
Wow, and
diverse.
Berkeley's very diverse. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I saw a lot of movies about like the colleges in United States.
Oh, wow,
The
party.
dorm.
Yeah.
The dorms and
Dorm
stuff.
life. You're like, yeah, I'm going to have
And,
fun.
Yeah, I have an idea about like that. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a dorm life and stuff.
See,
Well, you-
the movies.
You did go to San Diego State, right?
Yeah,
That's known
even-
as the party school. I don't know if you know that.
actually Berkeley was the party school.
Berkeley,
I
too?
Berkeley is
think so.
crazy.
I see
All like
Berkeley.
the
Yeah, I think so.
fraternities around
Yeah.
us. Like it was. Yeah.
Wow.
Berkeley wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, you know, because Hatem, you came to the Bay Area, California.
yeah.
If you would have landed like in Alabama or like Nebraska,
Mm.
it probably would have been exactly how you expected. Nothing but white
Yeah.
people, like white and African Americans, you know?
Actually, I was like excited. Like I want to see American. Like I want
Yeah.
to see like white. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see someone like the movies.
Like Caucasians and stuff,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. And then you went to San Francisco and it's all diversity and
Yeah.
homeless people and old cars. And you're like, what the heck is going on here?
What
My,
about the food, though? How do you like the food here?
The food. So in Syria we have like only Syrian food.
Which
That's
is
it.
what does it consist of?
we have we are like our food is really like delicious. Like we have a lot of different meals. And when I came here, like was my first time trying Mexican food, my first time trying Indian food,
Wow.
my first time trying like real Italian food.
Wow.
And Asian food, like that was all of that was my first time.
Man, that would suck if all they had was American food here. Like burgers and fries and hot dogs. That would be horrible. Yeah.
Oh, this is one of the things. I thought it's only burgers and stuff.
Burgers.
You're like just all hamburgers and milkshakes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't know like they have all these different kinds
What kind of
of
movies were you
cuisines.
watching? Got me wondering. American movies.
I don't remember like names, but like something about like colleges, or I saw like some movies, Van Damme and
Van Wilder? Oh, Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yes.
Martial arts.
Like
martial
Bloodsport?
arts
Yeah.
and those movies
Yeah.
and Rambo.
Rambo? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
First Blood? Yeah.
those movies.
Those are like the really good action movies. So
Yeah, and that time was we used to love that. Like,
Yeah.
We like get those movies on like CDs and
that's awesome. Going back to the food. So in Syria, do they only have Syrian food still, or do they have like different types of cultural food there now?
no, just Syrian food.
Okay. So you only had Syrian food. So like it would be like me only eating, you only eating Filipino food, or me only eating Mexican food or American food, whatever. So when you started tasting all the different cuisines, was there any particular food or any cuisine that you were just like, whoa, like this is really good?
Actually, I like the Indian food.
Indian food, yeah.
Yeah,
love
until
it.
now, like curry and stuff. And
Yeah.
That would be
biryani
your
and
top favorite.
my top,
Yeah.
Indian food. And like the food back in Syria is like so delicious. So like there's nothing can replace it.
Ah,
here,
okay.
so.
You got it, yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
eat a lot of vegetables and like. What?
So we have like vegetables, we have like vegan food, we have vegetarian, we have like meat. There's like, so the way like we cook food, like just to prepare one meal, it took like an hour, 2 hours to prepare one meal.
Wow.
Like they put a lot of effort in food.
So cooking is a big deal.
Is big deal.
Yeah.
And it's something like you do like every day. Like you have your mom or your wife or whatever. Like they make the food like for the family.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have a lot of processed foods there?
No, it's like we have like farms, a lot of farms in Syria. So we use our like own product, especially like in my city. Like we have all kind of veggies, so vegetables.
Whole
Yeah,
foods.
Like farmers markets, basically.
farmers. Yeah,
Yeah.
farmers market.
They don't have farmers markets, but you guys can get it from the local farms.
Yeah, we have like farmers market.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we don't
Oh.
call it farmers market.
You just
we
call it the
just
market.
a market,
Yeah.
but it's a farmers
Yeah.
market.
So it's like the travel shows where they show this big old market with lots
Yes,
of fruits,
exactly.
lots of spices and all that. Is that
Yes.
okay? So what's the number one meat that they eat in Syria? Is it like lamb or
So mainly chicken.
chicken?
Because like chicken is the cheapest meat actually.
Okay.
Because like meat is very expensive in Syria.
So that's probably why there's a lot of people that are like plant based. You would say,
Yes.
okay, because they
Yeah.
can't afford the meats.
Yeah. So most family they only can afford meat once a week
Okay.
or once a month, depends on the family.
So it's actually like a blessing in disguise, to be
Yeah.
honest. You know,
Yeah.
they're actually a lot healthier because they don't eat so much meat. You know,
Yeah.
no,
It's
that's
the
cool.
opposite here.
Yeah,
We eat a lot of meat.
yeah.
Vegetables.
We live in the country of abundance, and whenever there's abundance, people just go crazy on overboard on everything, right? Yeah, I don't want to get into a vegan conversation because
Again.
Joe and I will take up the whole podcast just talking about that.
Not hot
But that's pretty cool. So Indian food was your favorite when you came here.
Yeah.
Any food that you were like, you thought it was gonna be really good, and then you just didn't like it at all.
McDonald's.
Oh,
Yeah. I
what,
thought
what about it? Why do
I
you
thought
think
like
it's
this
good?
is like when I see it like on the commercials, like it looks really fancy, like oh McDonald's, and like when I talk with my family, they tell me, "Did you go to McDonald's?"
oh, that's funny.
This is no way. So yeah, like we think about it as really fancy restaurant,
Yeah.
What did you
uh,
eat? Like, what did you try?
like chicken something, mac chicken,
McChicken.
mac chicken.
Fake meat.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it like from like the way, like when I first see Mac, I said, "This is Mac." Like no way.
Yeah.
Like it looks so clean, so beautiful, and like looks so healthy, so delicious on the TV. When I came here, like just
It's all burnt, dry.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
You
was
know.
like $1 burger. I was like something.
Yeah. You're like,
doesn't
so
add.
at least you figured that out.
Yeah.
So McDonald's was the disappointment.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. It's a disappointment to many people. That was actually a good thing too. That's great. So now, how'd you end up in San Diego if you first went to San Francisco on the East Bay?
Yeah. So when I was in Berkeley, I have a lot of friends there, and they came to study language, and then they go to other schools. And at one point, like all my friends, they just went to different states.
Yeah.
And I just felt like bored, like, and it was so cold, Berkeley weather. I didn't like it. It's always foggy and
Yeah.
stuff. And I went one time to San Diego just for a visit, like vacation, 3 days, and I just love it there. And
San Diego's beautiful.
yeah, like just first time going to San Diego, I was like, man, that's so beautiful.
You're like, this is the United States that I was expecting when I first
Yes.
came from Syria, right? You're like a bunch of white people and it's beautiful.
Yeah, like beautiful. Like the beach is so beautiful. Like
Yeah.
the buildings like so clean. Like it feels like more modern city than San Francisco.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm spending same money here in Berkeley. Why I just go to San Diego? I want to
Yeah.
live in San Diego.
You're like, I like this city. Where's the school? Okay, we'll go to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny because that's kind of how I chose my college. Like, I grew up in San Jose and kind of got sick of it and just wanted to leave. And I went down to LA, and I love going to LA. So I wasn't smart enough to get into UCLA, so I went to Cal State LA. And I didn't want my parents didn't, they didn't want to. I didn't want them to spend all kinds of money. So, but yeah, it was because I love the city. That's why I chose my college in LA.
Everything about San Diego, like I want to go back actually
Oh, yeah?
there. Like
So-
even after I graduate, I stayed there for like 2 years.
Okay.
I was studying CBA,
Mm-hmm.
and before like I get a job here, like I have a job opportunity in San Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I moved here.
Oh, so the job brought you back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
So do you kind of regret it, or you kind of wish you're still in San Diego, or are you kind of like okay with how everything worked out?
no, actually, like I don't regret anything in life.
Yeah, that's good.
Uh,
That's a good philosophy.
and I just like wherever like I find opportunity, I just go.
That's awesome.
I don't care. I just go.
There you go. You have,
Following is bliss.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have that immigrant mentality for sure, though. Just chase opportunity and take advantage of it. And so when you were in San Diego, did you have family there, or were you just kind of by yourself, friends?
Just friends. Yeah.
Okay.
By
Is-
myself.
Is there a lot of Syrians in San Diego?
I know I haven't met any.
None?
None.
Where's the largest Syrian population in California?
So right now we have big community in San Diego right now in El Cajon.
Oh, okay.
They just like 4 or 5 years ago they start coming from Jordan.
Uh-huh.
So the UN brought them here like as an immigrant.
Oh, okay.
So whoever like tried to escape or like went from Syria, they have them in Jordan for a few years,
Uh-huh.
and then they help them to come here to United States.
And then they ended up in El Cajon.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
them in El Cajon.
You know what El Cajon means in English? The drawer.
The drawer.
Yeah, like a drawer for clothes and
Oh.
stuff. That's what it means.
Yeah,
So they put them in the drawer.
they have a lot of Iraqi there. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's why a lot of Syrian went there because like a big Iraqi community and they speak Arabic and
Yeah.
like you have like Arabic store markets and food and everything. So
A lot of the people from the Middle East, like from the war, basically, or basically the war torn countries, were sent to San Diego area.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's
El
interesting.
Cajon area. Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Well, so you're in San Diego, and then the job opportunity came up and brought you back to to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Is your family in San Francisco?
My family in LA.
In LA.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you came here to see your family, and you've never been actually
Yeah.
where they live.
Yeah.
What part of LA? Culver City.
Oh,
okay.
Culver City.
Yeah,
Culver
yeah.
City.
So like north, because I lived in LA for So when a Bay Area person says LA, they're talking about the whole LA County, Orange County.
Yes.
Like there's tons of counties and cities.
Right.
That would be like someone saying Bay Area. Because when you talk to someone from LA or Southern California about LA, they think just the city. So they're like, ew, I don't live in LA. LA's dirty. LA's packed. I live in Orange County or I live in Culver City.
They don't consider it
No,
LA.
they don't consider that general area LA.
Okay.
So if you talk to somebody who grew up down there and they say, oh, you're from LA, they're like, no, I'm not. Like, what do you mean? I'm from Culver City, or I'm from Anaheim, or I'm from West Covina. So if you say LA to them, they're thinking actual LA, right? It would be like saying, are you from San Francisco? But then you say Bay Area, it's San Francisco, Hayward, East Bay. So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys and the people out there listening. When you talk to somebody from Southern California, don't say, are you from LA? Because they're going to look at you weird because they think just LA, the city. Because LA is one city, right? LA County is like hundreds of cities and towns and all that kind of stuff. Then you have Orange County. Then you have, the San Fernando Valley. And it's huge, So your family's in Culver City. Do you go visit them often or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like LA too, Culver City area?
First, I didn't like it much.
Yeah.
But like the more you know about LA, I think you start to like it. Like first time, like everything is like apart for me. Like you want to
very far. Yeah.
Yeah, like because I'm used to San Diego. Like everything around
Close,
you.
yeah.
Like within 30 minutes, you go to the beach. Within 30 minutes, you go shopping. 30 minutes, you go
Yeah.
downtown. Like everything is around you. And LA, like just you want to go eat somewhere, like you go like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
A lot of traffic too.
Yeah. No, like I want to talk about that because like it's true. When we used to go to Costco, it took about 5 hours. It was an hour and a half to drive to the nearest Costco.
Wow.
And then like an hour to 2 hours shopping. And then another hour and a half back and there's traffic. And this is on Sunday. So we used to have to plan a whole day just to go to Costco. The nearest Trader Joe's was about 40 minutes. But the crazy and the weird thing about Southern California is when you drive, you're always going through a city. So it doesn't feel like you're driving that long. Because like it's like a new city and then a new city. So the experience doesn't feel like you're driving 45-minute distance, right? But you're traveling a very long distance. Like, so I mean, literally like if you had friends that lived like pretty far and it was past like a certain time of the day, like maybe 3:00 when traffic starts, you're basically like, sorry, man, I'll maybe see you tomorrow or so again. Because it would take 3 hours to get there. Right. Well, we usually take about 30 minutes because traffic is so bad.
That's true.
So you didn't like LA that much, but you liked a little bit better. Did you go around to different cities or just stay in the Culver City area?
Yeah, I went around, but it's just like, as we said, like it takes 30 minutes, 40 minutes just to go from one place. But like right now, I have more idea where I want to go in LA. Yeah. When you know exactly where you want to go and the timing. So it's nice. They have good areas. Yeah.
The one really good thing about Southern California, I don't want to call it LA, but Southern California, is there's always something to do there. You just got to drive to it. Like if you want the beaches, you got Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, Venice Beach, like Long Beach, like all kinds of beaches. You drive there. If you want Hollywood, you go to Hollywood. If you want, and there's like pockets of segregated areas, which is, they don't do it on purpose. It's not like racism or anything, but it's like certain cities are mainly one race, like mainly Asian or mainly African American or mainly Hispanic, right? So it kind of works that way. Like if you want to go to that type of crowd, you just drive to that general area and boom, you're like in the middle of like whatever you want, right? But yeah, so then your family's in LA, but you're up here in what job did you get first when you came up here?
So I started doing accounting for a construction company.
Okay.
And I wasn't making much money with accounting, and that's and I got like a chance to work in construction company, not doing accounting, doing like kind of management. And they told me like, if you come with us and do the certification as a special inspector and do like the engineering certification, then you make more money, like double what you're making now. Wow. And that's why like also like I was in that point, like my major is accounting and that was my focus. but like I need the money, like I need to support myself, support my family, and
Yeah.
with everything going on, then I said I just gonna go for the other thing, you know.
How long did it take you to get the certificates?
So it took me like around like a year,
Okay.
and that was like fast. Like I
Yeah.
was like just go to work, come back, study for the
Okay.
certifications, and within like a year I took like 5 certifications.
Wow.
And I get like 3 times raise
Really?
within a year.
Wow.
And,
So you like more than doubled your income within a year.
yes.
Wow. And so it seems like the schooling in Syria kind of helped you get those certifications faster, because it was basically like being back in school in Syria. You just read and study and then take a test.
That's true, yes.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm really good at certifications actually. Like
Okay.
whatever something certification, I like to take the certification.
Yeah.
So
Do you think it's because of the way you learned how to study back at home?
Yes.
At home? Yeah.
yeah.
Because it makes sense. That's what you were doing there, right?
'Cause-
Just basically study, test.
yeah,
study, study,
exactly.
study,
that's
test.
that's what the certification. You study for it and then you go to the test.
Yeah. And it's
So-
either pass or fail, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Wow, that's cool. And so after you got all these certifications, you more than doubled your income, and then what was your job title after that?
So ICC Special Inspector.
Okay. And what does that entail for people who don't know what that is?
We work with the foundation. Like we make sure like the contractor is following the details and drawing from the engineer
Okay.
or from the city.
Mm-hmm.
So mainly like you want to build a new hotel. Like I was an inspector at the hotel, Isfo Hotel, Hayat Hotel.
Oh, wow.
They start with the building, so we have the drawing. Like the engineer
Mhm.
did the drawing, the
The
city,
blueprint.
the blueprint,
Uh-huh.
the city approve it, and then the contractor start building it according to those drawing. So my job to make sure the contractor following those drawing.
Okay. So
And
do you have the blueprint yourself and you just kind of compare it, or how does that work?
exactly, yes.
Okay.
So they schedule us like, okay, today we are doing like the first floor. So I go and I get all the drawing for the first floor, like the rebar size, the spacing between the rebar, what should go inside this, and just go around and talk with the contractor, make sure like I have to, like, it's a visual inspection. I have to see like it's following the drawing.
Mhm.
If there is a mistake, I need to tell him like you're not following these details.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to fix it. Once they fix everything, I write a report, sign it off. Like this is like according to the drawing.
Wow. So your job's pretty important, actually.
Yes.
So
And,
if that hotel in San Francisco falls apart,
they came after me.
yeah, I'm just kidding. Wow, that's pretty cool. Did you feel kind of like confident when you first started, or were you kind of nervous, or you just felt
Yeah.
like
So I start like with a small project
okay?
and under like supervision
Uh-huh.
until I gain the experience and get the certifications. Even like for the certification, they don't give you the certification until you have 2 years experience in the construction.
Oh, okay.
So I got the 2 years experience. I got the certifications before I get the experience.
Oh, wow.
And then I was like learning. I know exactly what's going on. And
Yeah.
I was under like supervision
Yeah.
until like I finished the 2 years.
So it's like
And-
field training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then start taking like more bigger projects and stuff.
I don't know where they came up with the 2-year thing. You guys know? Like experience, like
Everything is
yeah,
3
like
years.
where did 2 years come from? If anybody knows where 2 years came from, please leave it in the comments below, because when you graduate from any school, they're always like, oh, but you need 2 years experience. And you're like, but I've been in school for the last 4 years. How am I going to get 2 years experience, right? I'm just curious where they got the 2 years from. That's kind of interesting. So then you've been doing construction, and tell us about, were you enjoying that, or
Yeah. So
how many years have you been doing that now?
almost 5 years.
Okay, so pretty good amount of time.
Yeah. So yeah, like first 2 years was like learning and getting certifications, and then right now I got all the certification in my field,
Uh-huh.
and my salary, like that's it. I reached the top.
So you're capped
I
out.
capped out
Yeah.
at the ceiling, and so again, like talking about like the American dream.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking like once I graduate and I'm doing this job, I'm making 6 figures income, I will be able, like to buy a house and
Yeah.
live an, relaxing life and
Yeah.
stuff. And then start like thinking like, okay, like I'm getting taxed like 30%, 35%
Yeah.
of my income.
Maybe more even.
Yeah, a lot of the money like is gone.
Because you're not married, no kids, no home, so
Yeah.
like no write-offs. So Uncle Sam's like, hey.
Yeah, so 35% of whatever I was making.
Pretty much, right?
And I was like thinking, okay, I was working when I was at the hotel. I was working like 14 hours a day, 16 hours a day.
Wow.
And working like 6 days a week.
Wow.
It was really tough, And I was thinking, okay, if I gonna keep doing this my whole life, like how much money I gonna make? Then I start like calculating. Okay,
you started using your accounting there.
Started using my accounting.
There you go.
Let's see, like if I'm saving saving 30,000 a year.
Yeah.
And I want to buy a house, I gonna like there's no way I'm gonna buy a house in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yeah, like $1 million house.
Yeah.
Like how much? So start feeling like it's not really worth it, killing myself doing this and like working 12 hours 14 hours a day, and at the end like there's
nothing to show for
it.
Yeah.
And then I start like learning more about like entrepreneurial like stuff and starting learning about the mindset.
So that's what kind of kicked you into gear of entrepreneurial route.
Yes. So first 2 years, because like I have like students loan and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was in debt. So I want to pay off that. So I was working really hard.
Uh-huh.
So I pay off all my students loan, all my credit cards.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah.
So it was done within like 2 years. And
Wow.
And then I start thinking, okay, like if I gonna I have like 2 options in that time. Like work 8 hours and I will have zero saving, or I gonna be working 10, 12 hours and save like 20,000-30,000 a year.
Yeah.
And it's still nothing.
Yeah.
So from that moment I know like just being an employee is like not worth it.
Yeah.
I have to find something else.
Yeah.
And start like thinking about like different businesses. From there, like I start reading more about like personal development and about like entrepreneurship.
So the universe started to open up the world of entrepreneurship and mindset to you and said, here you go, Hatem.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
This is like thing, like you have to ask for it. Like, it's not gonna come to you. Like once you have to want it. Like once you say, okay, like this is not working.
Yeah.
I need to change. Something should change.
Yeah.
And then the solution is gonna start come to you.
That's very interesting though, because there's a lot of immigrants that come here and they get stuck in the American nightmare, right? Like because they think it's American dream, or maybe they're just happy having a job. Because some people would just kind of be like, I guess this is it, and just give up. Did you have entrepreneurial family members, or where did that spirit? Because every person that I meet that's an entrepreneur or they kind of go on that route, they had some type of mentor or example of an entrepreneur when they were young, or something happened. Maybe like what happened when like you did all this work and you're like, what's wrong? Like, was there like a mentor when you were young, or was it just because you did everything that you were supposed to do and realized that you weren't going nowhere?
Yeah, actually, like my family like just believed in me when I was like kid, and they always like think, okay, you're gonna do something great in the future.
That's awesome.
You're gonna be awesome in the future, and like, but the mindset was okay, like you're gonna like go to a company and be like CEO for the company or something. Just like I have this mindset since I was like kid. My family like this is how they raised me. So when I was working and I see myself not going anywhere.
You're like, oh shoot.
And then I start thinking, where is that CEO who's gonna be super successful and stuff? That's not.
So that's pretty cool though, because it's because of the family pouring belief into you when you were young.
Yeah.
That when you got to this point where you were like, this is not what I was meant to do. Like I'm meant to do something bigger.
Exactly.
And that's what kind of pushed you to start seeking, and then the universe started to open up.
Exactly.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, thank you to Hatem's family for pouring belief into him, right? And by the way, if you have kids, if you're raising kids, pour belief into them. You're like, tell them they can do whatever they want to do. I was watching a a documentary on Tua Tagovailoa. He's the first Samoan-born pro quarterback. He was drafted by the Dolphins. He played at Alabama, the number one college in football. He won a national championship there. And they were telling the story. All his family were doing the same thing. His grandpa just poured belief in him all the time. You're special. You're going to make our name be known worldwide. You're going to be the best. And because of that, he was subconsciously programmed that I'm going to do something great. And he's the first Samoan-born professional quarterback ever. And he won a national champion at the number one, the biggest and best college in football, Alabama. And yeah, so that's important. I mean, so if you guys are out there listening, do your kids a favor and do yourselves a favor and pour belief into them. You know, a lot of times parents or just people, they pour more fear, worry, and doubt into their kids than belief, right? And but yeah, that's awesome. So
I mean, like, my situation was like really good, you know, having like really good job, like that's considered a really good job.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now as like construction inspector.
yeah,
And like the money I'm making also like considered really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like,
Compared to what though, right? Yeah,
yes. And but still for me, like, this is not
yeah.
what I'm supposed to do. Like,
That's really good for someone who's average or middle
Yes.
class.
Yes.
That's not very good for someone who wants to do something great in their life.
Yes.
Does that make sense? And again, if you're out there and you have a job and you're happy with it, that's your bliss. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but I'm saying that if, like Hatem, you had a bunch of belief poured into you, and my father was very ambitious, very entrepreneurial growing up. He ended up having a job, but when I was young, when I was growing up, I saw him always opening restaurants, like always wanting to be the best. So I learned that, and I never wanted to just settle. You know what I mean? So that's kind of really cool. I mean, we never asked this, but do you have siblings? Are you like
Yeah, I have two sisters.
two sisters? Are they younger or older?
I have one younger, one older.
Oh, so you're the middle child.
Yes.
The middle child, usually the forgotten one.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're the boy, probably, right?
I'm the boy. And
Yeah.
actually, like, I was so spoiled when I was kid.
Okay.
Like, my family, like, used, bring me everything.
Uh-huh.
So my life was super easy, like, back there in
Okay.
Syria.
So you were treated like a king, basically.
Yeah, and then came back here, and I just realized, like, I should, be more responsible
Uh-huh.
and just, like, do what I have to do.
That's pretty cool, though, because most people who had everything given to them when they were young, they don't do anything, you know? You actually developed the take action and make yourself successful.
Yeah, because, like, our family usually, like, big. We have, like, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5. So our family have 3, like, 2 sisters and me.
Uh-huh.
So they usually, like, they like to have 2 sons or 3
Yeah.
sons.
Yeah. What is it about that? Because I know even in the Hispanic culture, sons are treated, well, the girl's treated like a princess in the Hispanic culture, and then the boy just like gets to do whatever they want. Is it something because of the culture, or?
I think, yeah, the culture, and, like, also, like, if you have 2 boys, like, they have to go to the military. One of them go to the military.
Oh.
Once he's done, the other one
Okay.
go to the military. So, like, they have this kind of mentality, like, you could lose one of them
Oh wow.
because of the military and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So if you lose one, you have one spare or whatever.
Oh, don't worry about it. We got this one.
We got this
If we
one.
lose that one, but for
We-
you, you're the
we-
only one, so they had to make sure you're protected, I guess, right?
Yes,
Or that
exactly.
you survive. Wow, that's crazy. So your drive to do more came from all the belief that your family was poured into you,
Yeah.
and obviously you were the only boy, so you were special because in your culture the boy is very important, right?
Yes.
Not to say the women are not important, but the boy is of importance. And so all that belief that was poured into you by your family made you want more, right?
Yeah.
So now you're seeking entrepreneurship, and you're seeking, so tell us about your beginning entrepreneur journey, because I know you had done a couple different businesses, and
Yeah. So first, let's go back a little bit about
Sure.
being a boy
Go ahead.
in the culture. So being a boy, like, kind of special because the male, he is supposed to provide for the family. So, like, for, like, the girls, like, they are not required, or, like, they don't ask them to provide.
Oh, okay.
So like if you are a husband, you are the one who provide for the family. And if like even like for the girl, like if she don't get married, her brothers should provide for her.
Oh,
Like
okay.
once like her father first like provide, once he pass out, her brothers like provide for her. So like the boy, like they treat him kind of special because like he's gonna be the one who's working and providing. But like right now with this economy, like everyone working right now. Like,
Oh,
there is
okay.
not just the boys. Like my mom works and my father works.
Oh, okay.
So both of them work, and even like this in my family, like male and female, both of them right now have jobs.
Okay.
But still, like they are not required to provide. Like this
Yeah.
is just something like extra to help the husband.
Uh-huh.
But like mainly the male, he's the one should be
Yeah.
providing.
So the man is the provider.
Yes.
What if two women were together?
Oh, I don't know if that. I don't know if that will go down in Syria.
we don't have this yet. So
Okay.
I can.
Well, they do, but it's probably like,
It's not public, so
yeah,
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
but they're both like working hard
yeah.
to provide.
yes.
I mean, you could talk about that. I mean, we don't. I mean, what's it? But like, because it's important to know, like you know, we're fortunate we live in the United States, very, especially a liberal part of the United States, right? But I mean, you know, that type of stuff in Syria, like you know, it's not really safe for somebody, right? That would or looked upon.
Yeah. It's not like something common, and also like the culture, like they don't support this until now.
What would happen if like there was a couple who was openly gay or openly, you know, out there lesbian in Syria? What do you think would happen?
So I haven't been in Syria for 10 years, and
Mhm.
a lot of things have changed right now.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure, but like I'm saying, like 10 years ago when I was there, it wasn't common. Like I didn't know like someone like gay like in public
Mhm.
or saying like I'm gay. Just this is like not in the culture. Just,
Okay.
we are like really like conservative culture,
Yeah.
so we don't talk about this.
Okay. So
Just I'm not sure.
it's all right. We don't have to worry. Yeah, we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, but you know, that's the beauty of being in the United States and being in this part of culture, especially California and the Bay Area. It's very, you know, open, very, very, you know, accepting to a lot of stuff. So the boys are meant to provide.
Yes.
So you're basically like the retirement for the parents.
Yes.
So you're like the
That's
401k.
Yes.
401 Hatem. Right?
Yeah.
So no wonder boys are very important, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So boys, yeah, the providers. So,
So,
yeah,
and then the
it's-
women usually marry off to a provider, right?
Yes.
So they marry off to another man who's supposed to
Yeah.
provide, right?
Yeah, but like as I said, like right now, like both, like male, female, both they have jobs.
Yeah.
Both of them they have education, and mainly like in a lot of situations right now, girls have more education than boys.
Oh.
Because
oh.
like girls, like they don't, like they are not providing
Yeah.
for the family.
They
so
could just go to school forever, right?
Exactly, they go to school forever, and the guys like in one point they have to start working and you
Yeah.
know making money.
So they have to basically get their career, get their degree, and then get to work and start
Yeah.
providing for the family.
Yeah.
Do they get married pretty young in Syria, or is it different now?
So usually like just after you graduate, like 1 year from the graduation.
Uh,
So like you are 23 years, 24. This is like
That's pretty young, actually.
yeah.
Are there like arranged marriages out there?
So mostly yes. But like the way arranged marriage is, so like my family know other family, they have like a daughter, and then they ask them, they know the family, they know the father, they know
Yeah.
everything about them, and then the guy go and see the girl, and
Yeah.
if they like each other, then they get married. It's
At
not
least-
like something forced. No,
So you get a choice,
you
right?
get choice. Yeah, for
That's
sure.
Good. Yeah.
It's like you know
Yeah.
the way I think about it is like Tinder. Seriously,
You're like left or right.
But it's Tinder, but like your family doing the work. Like they go.
Your
and
mom and
okay.
dad are swiping left and right for you.
Yeah, once they agree on someone, and then
Yeah.
you go and like if you guys agree, this is like like most relationship right now is like that.
I mean,
Like
as long-
how you meet someone, you know.
yeah, you get, so they say the number one way that people meet is by being introduced by somebody else.
Yes.
But now number 2 is online
Yes.
in this country, by the way, right? So that's Syrian Tinder over there, right?
Yes.
The parents control that, right? Man.
Yeah, the way they say it, like arranged marriage, like the way when they say it, like it feels like they force you like to get married, but they don't. Like they don't force the girl, they don't force the guy.
Yeah.
They just get them together.
Yeah.
And if they like each other, they get married. And it's very quick, actually. Once they like each other,
It's like boom,
few
yeah.
months, yeah.
Because Syria is mainly Muslim, or is there different religions there?
So yeah, you can say like 70% Muslims.
And so, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Muslim culture, the males are not even supposed to date or do anything with the girl until they're married, right?
That's true, yes.
So that's why they do real fast, because they're like, man, I've been waiting 23 years. Like, I need to get this done. Yeah. I'm just kidding. But, you know, it is kind of like that, though, right? If they're true practicing Muslims, right? Like, because I've had some friends that were like Muslim and like stricter ones, right? Or like I watch TV shows, like they show the 90 Day Fiance. This guy's from Jordan, right? And he's Muslim. And he's basically a virgin, and he's trying to marry this American girl who's like has like bikini pictures on Instagram, and like his family is like really angry, thinking, you know, your girlfriend's this and that, and she's putting shame to our family, and he's just like in love with her, and he's had never been with anybody, right? And so yeah, is it kind of like that, similar like in Syria, as far as like the men don't really date until they actually meet their wife, or do they get to date and stuff?
So they have like few months to date.
But can you date other women until it's going to be your wife, or it has to be that one?
So it has like you get like kind of engagement when like you go and you see the girl, and like like there's like acceptance, you know.
So you guys kind of test drive.
You have engagement, like you have a like kind of engagement.
Yeah.
And if everything went well with the engagement, few months, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And you guys want to continue, then you can continue. If you want just to break it, you break it.
So you get a chance before you actually marry to test it out. You get test drives in Syria.
It's like same here. Like why people do engagement.
Yeah.
Or like here, like the way they do it, they live together.
Yeah.
They try like the marriage life for a few months. They live together. They do everything, and then if they like it, they continue, or not, they break up. So in Syria, like you don't do anything. You just like you meet, you talk, and like there's no touching. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Like no physical touch,
no
right?
physical touch, no kissing.
And you can't even kiss in public, right?
No, you can't kiss.
Wow. Are the women covered in Syria too, or is it kind of just they don't have to be covered?
No, you don't need to have to be covered.
But they still follow the values of the like no touching until marriage and all that kind of stuff. Wow. That's crazy.
This is like, you know, the rules, but you know, there is always, you know, something.
I know there's like, as long as the parents don't find out, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like
even like for dating, you know, when we were younger, like you date and stuff, but like the parents doesn't need to know.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So
Trust me, my parents, they don't need to know my dating life, but
but still like no touching. Like you have to stay virgin, like both stay virgin until marriage. Yeah. That's
crazy. Wow. That's pretty interesting, right?
I think don't like it. Like,
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say that I don't like it, because if I grew up in the culture, it would be normal to me. You know what I mean? But in my culture, at least, not my culture, in what America, where when I grew up, like in the 80s and the 90s, especially the 90s. I think the 90s was like the love and sex generation, to be honest, because they had all those R&B songs like Jodeci and it was baby making music. So like literally like all the music, the most popular music in the 90s was like baby making music. Like it was music to have sex to, basically. So like, and I don't even know what it is now. Like, I mean, it's probably super screwed up now because of social media and all that kind of stuff. But when I was coming up, like sex was a big thing, like for young people. Like I remember I had friends that lost their virginity like at 10 and 12. And I'm like, I lost my virginity at 16. And I thought I was one of the oldest out of all my friends. Well, shoot, my parents are gonna find out. Whatever. Anyways, so I lost my virginity at 16, and I was the oldest of all my friends when they lost their virginity, right? So in the culture that I grew up in the Bay Area and in American culture, like, I mean, kids are like having sex young, like, especially even now, like you got 14, 15-year-olds getting pregnant, like not married, like just basically through whatever. So I it's just different. Like I don't want to say that I would never say that yours is worse or mine is worse. It's just different, because I'm sure if I grew up in Syria and I had a family that trained me and taught me that this is how life is supposed to be, then it would be normal to me. Like I wouldn't even have the urge or the thought. I mean, obviously you have the urges because you're human, right? But the values would come in and be like, no, I have to wait till we're married and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's like the whole system is like different. Like it's not just this, like just everything is different. That's why like for us, like it's normal.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's normal for you guys, right? Yeah. Do you have a big family, like extended family, like uncles, aunts, and all that?
Yeah.
How many uncles and aunts and cousins do you have?
So
roughly, you probably don't know all of them, right?
Maybe like 20.
20? Okay.
20 uncles and
20 uncles?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I thought I had a lot of uncles and aunts.
I think my mom has like 11 or 13 sisters and brothers.
Wow.
My father also have like maybe 7, 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
so back in those days, it's all about making kids, huh?
Yes.
Lots of 401ks, right? I mean, nothing else to do, I guess, right? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So now that you're in American culture, how has that changed, or has it changed anything, or are you adapting to the American culture, or like, I mean, do you have someone waiting for you back in Syria, or someone picked already that you have to be with them, or would your family be okay with you meeting somebody here in the United States?
No, actually, I want to meet someone here.
Okay.
For sure, yeah. And yeah, my family support me.
Do they have to be Muslim, or?
So, for us, we prefer like to be like in the same family.
Yeah.
And like maybe like they prefer to be like in front same city as mine.
Okay.
Or same country or Muslim but in general, like I don't mind, like if I find someone I really like and we have same mindset. I don't care about religion.
Okay.
So it's about the mindset.
It's about the mindset. When I say I don't care about religion, because I don't care what their religion is, but for me, I'm religion. I consider myself like spiritual and religion at the same time.
Yeah, so you
like beliefs, like it's really important for me.
Okay. So they have to, at least if they're not Muslim, they have to be open to it or respect your beliefs?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't need to convert to Islam.
Yeah.
But they should we should have like same mindset.
Yeah. Mindset's so important when picking a partner. Like, it's going to be nothing but arguments if your mindset's not the same. Like, I can speak from that. Lots of experience, right? But like, because a lot of times, you choose somebody physically, right? But then as you get to know them, you start to get to know their mindset. And then that's when the problems start, right? Because if you have different mindsets, then that's where the arguments come in. And if they're not open to grow, then that's kind of where maybe people will grow apart or whatever, stuff like that.
The communication style is different, and you
Yeah.
can work on that.
Oh yeah, trust me, I know all about that too.
I think also like what's their goal in life. Like some girls, like they just want to get married, have kids, and it's kind of, for me, this is like survival mindset.
Yeah.
When like you don't have like big dreams, you don't want to add value, you don't want to do something big. This is kind of the thing I look when I looking for someone to date.
So you're looking for a very ambitious, driven.
Yes. And someone like, at least if they don't want to do something, at least they support me.
Yeah.
Or not hold me down.
Yeah. I was watching something, I don't remember what I was watching, but it was a success thing, and they say basically the person you marry, woman, man, is the most important factor in you being successful. Like, behind every successful person, there's a strong partner, right?
True.
And behind every unsuccessful person, there's someone that's basically bringing them down or holding them back. So I remember my mom, shout out to my mom, because she listens to this podcast all the time and gives me lots of awesome constructive feedback. But my mom, you know, your parents always give you that one. I don't know if you guys, but like my parents gave me like this certain life lesson, and you probably don't listen to 90% of what your parents say, right? But then sometimes like they say something super profound, and it like gets tattooed on your brain. Well, my mom would always tell me, Isaac, the most important decision you'll ever make in your life, like ever, 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 ever. She's like, if you don't learn anything, this is what she said. She said, if you don't learn anything from me, ever, learn this. She said, the most important decision you'll ever make in your life, ever, is the mate you choose. Because that'll affect your life, good or bad, for the rest of your life. And I was like, okay. Like, I mean, I literally tattooed it on my brain, and maybe that's why I'm still single. I'm like super picky or whatever. But I can see how, you know, a good partner can make you better or make you worse. You know what I mean? So mindset is the most important thing for you.
Yes, for sure.
They also got to be physically attractive too, though, right?
Yeah. I
So, ladies out there, if you're watching or if you're listening, Hatem's looking for a champion out there with a good mindset and you know, is open to his faith. And I don't know if you want to add some other stuff right here.
Else?
This is not a dating podcast, but just know, ladies, he's looking, right? So maybe we'll get you a matchmaker over here.
Yeah, I can leave my Instagram so in the description.
There you go. Right? we'll leave his Instagram later so you guys can hit him up, right? But awesome. Okay, so now let's get back to, you're in your career. You did everything you were told, right? Like to do the American dream. Got the degrees, got the certifications, got the good job, got the 6 figures. And then you realize this is not enough. You start going on your entrepreneurial journey. Tell us about that, like, you know, and then we'll kind of lead into how you ended up here.
So I try to do, so, you know, like, and this point was my main focus is the money.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing like Amazon, selling stuff on Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon FBA, they call it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And I have like, I started learning trading currency, trading Forex.
Did you ever sell anything on Amazon FBA?
Just like maybe few.
Because I was, the reason I asked is because I was looking into that for a little while. But it's a lot of work. Like, they make it seem like you could just sell stuff and make all this kind of money, but like, no, like, so it's a lot of work.
The thing about Amazon, you have to be like on the first, you know,
first page,
and it's really hard to get to that page actually.
Yeah,
because you need like first, when someone like choose your product, maybe you have the same exact product as someone else.
Yeah.
But like yours has like 0 reviews.
Yeah.
Like, and then they're gonna look, oh, this guy have no reviews, and that guy have like
2,000.
2,000.
That's
then,
how I shop actually on Amazon.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really competitive, like to get to that, to the first page.
And then I was actually even doing my own research. Like, you got to go to Alibaba, you find the product you want, and then you got to actually create like a UPC code. You got to deal with like shipping.
So I did all of that actually.
Oh, so you went through the whole process?
Yeah, I went through the whole process. So I got some stuff from China, and then you have to print out the code and you have to send it to Amazon and stay there, and then you have a website like Amazon page. But the thing is, like you need to get like those reviews, and there's right now like companies who help you to do this. Like, they take your account and they grow it for you.
Yeah.
But they have all the resources, you know. They start texting everyone to do reviews for them. And
I get texts like that all the time.
Yeah, just like you get free product, just, you know, we want you to add a review and stuff.
I got a postcard that said $20 Amazon gift card if you go and fill out a review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get those reviews, you can... So... There is potential on it, and you can make money, but like that wasn't who I am. Yeah. It's just like I wasn't in alignment with it.
Yeah, you're more chasing money than chasing fulfillment or your bliss, right?
So that was the problem. Like all the other things I tried to do, I was chasing money.
Right.
And
they say never chase money because you'll never be fulfilled, right?
So that's what happened. Like when I realized that I have to follow, my life mission, my
Yeah.
purpose, my place,
Yeah.
not following the money.
Talk about that, because I remember you telling me something interesting. So, because I know recently you found your purpose, right?
Yes.
And talk about that.
So I was like trying like to find my purpose for a long time. And because, the way you start like trying, to find your purpose, they give you like kind of exercise and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with all of that.
Yeah.
And because it's like mental stuff, they tell you what stuff you like and what stuff you are good at, and your life purpose should be like based on those things.
Is it the ikigai? Ikigai or whatever?
There is like a lot of things online, like you
Online,
can do it.
those
Yes,
testing, right?
testing
I know what
stuff.
you're talking about.
And this is like kind of mental exercise, but your life mission, it came from your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
100%.
have to go deep in your heart and go deep, inside of you, and then your life purpose is gonna come to you. And for me, I start having like dreams that I'm taking videos. And I have dreams I'm holding my phone and taking pictures, videos. Then I wake up and I feel, where's the pictures?
Yeah, you're like, wait, what happened? Where did it go?
What
Right.
happened?
It's waiting for you.
I have it like for like few times, had this dream. And then one time I was watching YouTube. Her name is Sky, and her channel Sky Life.
Okay.
And she was like having like this beautiful video, and she talk a lot about spirituality, about health, and I just saw the video and it was like so amazing, like the quality of it, everything about it was amazing.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at it and I was say, okay, like I like to take pictures and take videos, and I want to do something, to add value to others.
Yeah.
And then I thought, why, like my life mission is to be like a content creator or like filmmaker or make documentaries.
Yeah.
And that was so in alignment with me.
Yeah.
And I almost like cried when I find that out.
Wow,
Like,
that's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like how
That's when you know.
Yeah.
Actually.
I was like, how I didn't know about this earlier.
Yeah.
Like it was just in my face. Like
Yeah.
how I didn't know about like making documentaries and short films. It's my thing, my life purpose.
Yeah.
And then I just like, I was like for a moment thinking like, I have like an iPhone and my iPhone like 256 gigas and it's full like all pictures. And every time we go somewhere with a friend, I'm the one who taking all the pictures and the videos.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what to do with it
Yeah.
because I have no experience with editing. So I know like the how is not important. When you have a dream, you have a goal, the how is not important. Just you need to find something you really love, you really enjoy, and something you are in alignment with. You're gonna learn on the way. Just like how is not important. So when I found out like that's my life mission, I text my friend. I thought I finally found
That's awesome.
my life mission, and then I just I took like the first step, just start learning like what I need to do to create something amazing like this kind of videos.
Mhm.
And then I start learning, there is like a software called like Premiere Pro, and there is that, and you have to buy this camera and this mic and stuff. So I start learning about all of that, and I was like really so happy. So like I was enjoying every step.
Yeah. You came alive,
And
basically.
I came alive.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I was, man, like so excited, about everything, every step of this process.
That's awesome.
And I start like learning. I know like if you want the universe to start helping you out, like there are like 7 steps around you have to take. Once you take those 7 steps, the universe gonna just open doors for you.
What are those 7 steps?
Doesn't matter what your dream is. Like there is always 7 steps you can make. Like doesn't matter what your goal is. You don't need to go buy expensive stuff or like crazy stuff. Just there is like some steps around you. It's available for you right now. Once you do those steps, more like steps gonna open for you. The universe is gonna help you out. And that's exactly what I did. Like, okay, I'm gonna learn this. I start watching YouTube. I start like thinking about it and start like taking classes online. And I start learning editing. and then I did my first video and have it on Instagram. So my friend loved it, and actually I shot this video. It was a trip. We went with my friend, was 1 year ago, to Dallas, and I have some videos from my GoPro, and I just made 1 minute video, and my friend loved it and everything. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna continue. I did my second video, third video, and then Isaac saw one of these videos.
It was that video from Instagram.
And he was saying like, do you know how to edit? I said, yeah, of course. Do you need help? And he said, actually, yes, I need help. We are doing a podcast. Are you free to meet sometime? I said, yes. How about today? He said, yes. I said, okay, where?
So you guys met the same
Yeah, same day. It was crazy.
alignment.
And then
So literally the day before you posted that video on Instagram, I was sitting on my couch because I was taking action. I was doing my steps too. Like the first step was I made a phone call to her. Second step was I actually recorded a video. Actually, first step was I made a decision, right? Then I recorded that video like 15 minutes, and I didn't even know anything about video recording, so I would make each video 30 seconds long. I wouldn't go longer than 30 seconds because I thought it was going to be too big or whatever. And then I remember we had already done a podcast, I think. I don't even know where we were in the process, but I was looking on Fiverr to try to pay videographers, right? And these are people like in India and like Philippines and like different countries where like I don't know them, I can't like collaborate with them. I can't, like, they're probably good at what they do, but like it's not going to be cooperative, right? And I was like, I was on my couch and I was like, I need someone who's local, who I can work with, who we can do the videos together. And then it might even have been the same day. I don't even remember. But then literally I'm looking through Instagram and then I see that video you posted and I was like, because you were covering the camera, and I was like, hey, that looks like the videos that I've been watching. So I'm like, let me send him a message. And I was like, hey, Hatem, are you a videographer? He's like, well, like you said, learning. And then here we are. When was that? That was probably June or May? No, June.
I think it's June.
That was June. Mm-hmm. July, August, September. Here we are.
3 months.
3 months later. Bliss Seekers is in full force. We're live. We're this is going to be, we've already got several podcasts in the books, right? And so people out there, like Hatem said, take your steps. Like, just make a decision, because we're here to inspire people to be able to find your purpose and follow your bliss, right? If you know your purpose, if you know what you want to do, get rid of the fear, just take action. Don't have to be perfect. Done is better than perfect. You'll figure it out as you go along. And you'll start to see with our videos, like the first couple ones are maybe not the best, right? But it's okay. I love it like that, because if I want someone 3 years from now or 2 years from now, when we have millions of subscribers and we're super successful and we're known all over the world, I want someone to go back to those first podcasts and be like, dang, like the Bliss Seekers didn't know what they were doing in the beginning, right? And look at them now. And that's going to inspire people to take action, right? So we appreciate you. So now you found your purpose. You start taking your steps, right? And here you are, right? And so tell us a little bit about, where you want to go. Like, where are you headed? Where's your vision for this realm of content creation for you?
So my main goal, like, just to inspire others and to add value. So I want to be making like short films about like just regular people,
Okay.
Who done something, great in life,
Yeah.
or like they overcome bad situation, and just give them a voice, to be, outside, to inspire others.
Yeah.
So my video is not like it's gonna be like for someone like super successful. I want to just like put like the spotlight on someone like just regular like us,
Yeah.
and how they can change their life and be successful.
Speaking of that, something came to me and I want to tell you guys this. So I'm going to say it on our podcast now. I love that. Like, I want to talk to just regular people too, because there's so many podcasts out there that are interviewing famous people. What makes us different? Why is TikTok so popular? Because it gives regular people the opportunity to become big.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because they don't have to have a big name.
Yeah.
Because it's only 15 seconds, so you get tons of views. So we could become like a TikTok of podcasts because we're going to have regular people and give them the voice and give them the opportunity and inspire them, right? So we're going to build this podcast with, I don't think they're regular people. They're people, right? But maybe they're not famous. Maybe they're not like superstars. We'll have famous people and superstars on here too. But if you're listening out there to our podcast, Bliss Seekers is going to give you the opportunity to share your story, because everybody has a story. Everybody's done something in their life, right? And if you want to share that story, and if you want the world to know, then you want to add value, then we're here. We're going to be here for that. So you want to head to doing documentaries and films, and helping those regular people get their story out.
Yeah, because like there is like no regular people. Like all of us have a story,
Right?
and just like they are not famous or not in the media, but like they are doing something great, or
Yes.
like maybe they have really bad situation and they came over this and they are living right now
Yeah.
their bliss. So I want to just make kind of short movie about it and make it like nice, beautiful, so someone when see this like gonna stay the whole time,
Yeah.
watch it and learn from it and get inspired from it. And also I want to share my experience. Like there's a lot of good things in this life and this world. There's a lot of people like doing something great too, so I want to also like share my experience with doing those kind of stuff, like in health, in spirituality. I just want to go there and record my experience and share it.
Yeah. I think you mentioned something like, or we were talking about this before, about maybe one day we go back to Syria when it's okay to go back and buy a bunch of GoPros and give them out to like young people, that, and inspire them to become creators,
Yeah, actually it was one of my goals, like just once like I built the platform and then give the voice for someone who doesn't have a voice.
Right.
So this my channel gonna be
There you go.
like giving a voice for someone
Yeah.
who doesn't have a voice.
A voice to the voiceless.
Yes.
There you go. Right. So don't steal that channel out there. That's Hatem's channel, the voice to the voiceless. Right. Oh, that's cool. Well, I mean, yeah, that's. I think it's exciting, as you guys can all see. Like, we're all kind of on the same page, and I think we have something here as far as like giving normal everyday people the opportunity to share their experiences, and because like you said, they're all doing something big.
Yeah.
I know so many people, even in my business, in my previous career, who are doing amazing things, and just nobody knows about it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing. Like you need like to come and share it with others.
Yeah.
Like,
So I want to be the voice for those people, my business partners, or any other people that are actually considered normal people because they're not famous or whatever, but they're actually doing amazing things in their life. They're actually helping people. They're building businesses. They're inspiring. They're like when you went to Guatemala, like like the photographs you took, and by the way, Joe wants to share and help people through her photographs, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I want to be the voice for the people all over the world
So
through photographs.
yeah. Well, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, so that's going to be a lot of words from those photographs.
I have a big vision when it comes to photography.
You want to share it with everybody real quick?
So what I did in Guatemala like a year ago, I volunteered at a nonprofit organization with a school, and I just noticed like all the little kids, right, and how the idea came about was like I can take photos for these kids and basically bring them exposure for the school, so all over the world can know about it, and everyone back home, and then they can find a way to like donate and stuff like that. So that's one of the things.
Yeah.
I do.
Do you want to do it like as a book or
I
like a
thought about
website?
You know what? I thought about creating a photo book, but I really wanted to do a photo exhibition.
Oh, wow.
2020.
That'd
but
be
you
cool.
Can't have people right now. So.
Well, maybe 2021, right?
Yeah,
Awesome.
like an art show, like there's art shows.
Yeah.
There's photo exhibitions. There's a lot of photos I've never shown to the world yet.
Wow.
So it's gonna be special.
Yeah, we got to do it.
And those photos are gonna like basically fundraise, going to the art show, to the, I want to have a fundraiser for those kids.
So a certain percentage of all the proceeds from
Yeah.
these photos is going to go to help these causes. So
Basically,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Hatem will do all the documentaries. You'll take the photos,
Yeah.
and we'll all talk about it on this
That's
podcast.
awesome.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're to document everything.
Yeah.
We're a full crew.
Yeah. Speaking of documenting everything, you guys have something coming up in a few days. You wanna talk about
next
that?
Week, yeah. So you've done ayahuasca.
I have done
your
that.
first ceremony.
I did my
like,
first ceremony in June. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 months ago. I've never done it. I've always wanted to do it for like the last year. You've done yours. You want to
Yes.
share the story about your first?
Yeah. Tell us about that, Hatem.
So I was studying a lot about like energy and like what's energy, what's vibration, and one of the best book I read was Dr. Joe Dispenza book.
He's awesome. Yeah.
I love his book. I read all of his books already.
Wow.
And he has a book called How to Become Supernatural. In this book, he talk about energy and like the chakras system and the third eye and vibration and stuff. And I was like really interested in this. I don't know. I feel like I'm attracted to that, and I want to learn more about it. So I heard about ayahuasca. Like, you go there and it's open your third eye and you see stuff.
Yeah.
And I was okay. I'm gonna do this. And then so I went to a retreat, 3 days retreat in Florida,
Okay.
and I had my first ayahuasca experience.
And so you did how many ceremonies?
So we start like the first ceremony was Friday night,
Okay.
and like we took like 1 dose, and then we took 2 doses in the morning, and then
Whoa.
2 doses at night, Saturday night.
So that's 5 doses within 24 hours.
Yes.
Wow.
And that was a lot. Like, if you are listening, you want to try, don't do it.
Yeah.
You just one dose,
Yeah.
every 24 hours.
So if you've done ayahuasca, leave it in the comments. What do you think about Hatem doing 5 ceremonies within 24-hour period? Like, is that legal? I mean, I'm just kidding. So tell us about that.
So first time I tried it, and was like the first time was like really like intense, and mainly like when you first like do the ceremony, you take the shot, you wait like 30 minutes, 15 minutes, depends. Each one is different. And then you start seeing like geometric shapes going. You see like the geometric shapes go inside and colors. And then you start to see beautiful things you never seen before. And then you leave this planet to other dimension. Like you are gone.
You're gone.
Well, I mean, 5 shots.
That was actually my first one.
Oh, this is the first one.
Yeah.
So you left the planet after the first
I was
one.
gone. I was in different dimension with the first one.
Wow.
Yeah, because my diet was good and
Yeah.
I don't smoke, I don't drink.
Yeah.
So in the first shot, I was gone, and the feeling was like, like if you are like asleep for like afternoon and someone wake you up and you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
That was like my spirit. When I
Wow.
took the first shot, it felt like my spirit was like asleep, like its whole life,
Wow.
and it just awakened.
Wow.
I was like, what's going on? Like my spirit was alive,
Wow.
And then here is like the main thing. So if I ask you like, Isaac, can you introduce yourself? What you gonna tell me?
Introduce myself to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm Isaac and I'm 42 and
You're from San Jose.
from San Jose, grew up in the Bay Area, entrepreneur,
Yeah. So
yada,
that's-
yada, yada, right? Yeah.
But that's not who you are.
Okay.
You think I am Isaac.
Right.
I'm this. So I thought I am Hatem. I'm 33 years old. I'm from Syria. I'm an engineer. So
Yeah.
that's who I think I am. But like actually you are just a spirit having a human experience.
Right.
So this is what ayahuasca did with me. So okay, what's your name? My name is Hatem. So that's gone. I don't remember my name, who I am, my family. All of that was gone.
Oh, wow.
But I was still conscious.
Yeah.
I was there, but like my memory about myself, my name, my family, where I'm from was gone.
Wow.
So I'm 33 years old. I'm male. That's gone. I don't have a body. So I don't remember my body.
So you were your spirit, basically.
I was a spirit. So it's like ayahuasca was doing this with me. Like the medicine was doing this with me. Like, okay, you don't have a body right now. Who are you?
Wow. That's
Okay.
crazy.
I'm from Syria. That's who I am. No, you're not. Not Syria's gone. The whole universe was gone.
Wow.
And I was still there. So like I'm not dreaming. I was like really conscious. So I was awake, conscious, but my name was gone, my family was gone, the universe was gone. I was just a spirit. And that's how I felt. Like that's it. I'm a spirit.
Wow.
And I was like in the void for a while.
Wow.
And
Honestly, you probably don't even know how long you were there for.
yeah. And this is like after I came back from the retreat, like everything in my life like kind of it changed. Like that's the time when I said I'm not here to like try to follow the money. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here like I'm here for like a huge purpose. I'm here for a reason. And start to like go more deep in religion, go more deep in this because I saw the truth. Like I'm not like my body. There is other dimension. There is something else out there. And that was my first shot. Like I was like this.
That was just the first?
That's my
Oh
first
my gosh.
my first experience. I was like just there, and I was asking about like Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I like Bob Proctor, so I just saw them there as a consciousness.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I saw like Dr. Joe Dispenza. I feel like he's there.
Wow.
I didn't see like his face pictures. I didn't see my face.
But
I
you
was,
just felt the consciousness?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah, I felt like this is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Oh, this is Bob Proctor. They
Wow.
were there. And
Did they say anything to you, or you just kind of felt someone there?
no, I just felt them, and I just know like everything like right now it's just like so the thing is when you are there everything is like 100% real and everything we're doing here it feels like a dream. And before we did the ceremony they told us like we're gonna like after a few hours we're gonna go to the kitchen and we're gonna eat dinner. And I remember that somehow, and I was laughing. No way, we're not coming back. That's it. This is where we live.
So you just wanted to stay in that moment, in that.
Yeah,
presence.
it was like so free. I felt so free in that moment, and I was laughing about my experience as a human. Like, why I go to work and do this and
Right.
do that and do that?
It's like
It's like-
identity was gone. Your whole identity,
Yes.
your conditioning, and everything.
All conditioning, all your identity, all your body, and all your memory, everything was gone. You are just the spirit, just the consciousness. And
But like you say, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience,
yeah.
our body is what keeps all the trauma, all the memory, all the hurt, all the pain, it's all there. When we're released from the body, the spirit is happy. The spirit is like, that's why they call it like you go to heaven or whatever, or what, I don't know. But that's why you were happy, because you basically, somehow you detached from your body, and there's no pain in the spirit. The spirit's happy. The spirit's infinite. Spirit travels through the universe and time. Well, they say time is just an illusion, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. So that was the first one.
Yes.
And then what happened on the second one?
Second one kind of like scary.
Oh, really?
So I went to like the dark side,
Oh, jeez.
and I don't know. I don't want to scare you guys.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I should talk about it.
I think you told me already. I was scared.
I don't care. I mean,
Okay.
whatever.
I'm gonna say it and see. Maybe we keep it, maybe not.
Yeah.
So, in religion, like Satan is something like big. Like we talk a lot about Satan, and like he's gonna try to take you to hell. And we talk a lot about like entities. They're gonna possess you and stuff.
Yeah.
So all of that in my subconscious mind, all of that, I fear that. Like.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, like, when I was there, I saw like Satan was there, and I was like face to face with him,
Oh wow.
and
Did you punch him?
I wasn't able to do anything. So I was just like, I kept holding to saying one thing. I was saying God is love, God is love. This is the only
Yeah.
thing I was saying. And then like Satan tried to tell me like, you get the money, you want money, you want fame, I will help you to get that. And I was, no, God is love, God is love,
Yeah.
God is love.
In our ceremony, we used to say "Amori Luz," which is love and light, love and light, love and light.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go
And
on.
I was like same thing, like I was in the spirit world, like I'm still don't remember my name, my family, everything was gone. But I saw like my body like in like kind of a table, and it has like the star, the Satan star. My body was there, and Satan like was like, you are dead. And like I start hearing like voices like, you sold your soul to Satan.
Oh wow.
And I was saying, no, God is love, God is
So you were fighting that, like you weren't like surrendering to that.
Yeah.
the-
Yeah,
The
I was like
darkness.
just saying, yeah, I wasn't surrounding, just
Yeah.
was saying just God is love, God is love. And I know like he didn't tell me who he is, but like I just know. Like there's like no talking, but like you see something and you know it, and you don't have eyes, you don't see it with your eyes, but like somehow you see it and you know. And he started telling me like about like there is like no God, and there is like it's only me, and you have to worship me, and I will give you money, fame, stuff. And I was, no, God is love, God is love. I know he is the dark. And I just felt also like I saw myself like dying so many times, like dying and then staying alive and then dying again. And then
Like dying? How? How do you mean? Like you were killed, or you just kind of like left consciousness?
yeah, I think like 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 I'm alive, I'm normal, like I see myself like regular, then I'm dying, my spirit leaving my body again, and then it's came back, and then
Wow.
it's kind of a route. And then I saw like the area where we do like the ceremony. I just saw that area like in the sky, just that area, and everything else around that area was gone. So I can't see the people around me, I can see like everyone in the ceremony, but I feel like everything outside this was gone. And when I was like look at that, I felt like I'm gonna die here and gonna stay here, and I'm not gonna leave this. And I felt like this is my grave,
Oh wow.
and I'm not going back again. And I think some part of it, because when you take the ayahuasca, first like it's want to teach you something.
Yeah.
Like even if it's scary or not, it's want to teach you something. And the other thing, like you start to waking up, like after 1 hour, 2 hours, then your ego start to waking up. So right now you are mixed between your ego and your spirit. So there's some moment you don't like, you start judging stuff. So like this moment like is not really like right stuff, because like when you are spirit, I think you see something truth, but like when you start waking up, you start to judging, you start using your mind, and you start saying, oh, what is this, what is that. So yeah, the experience was like that. Like this is like my second, my third actually was like similar.
Yeah. Because they say that the ayahuasca, if you truly surrender, it's supposed to kill your ego. So, you said you saw Satan and all that. It could have been something trying to entice your ego, because the medicine was killing your ego. So, and I'm not saying that you didn't see that, but what I'm saying is, because I remember during my experience, like I was fighting my ego the whole time. Like my ego was smart. It's like it's very cunning. Like it's tough. Like, I mean, the whole time, like every time I would kind of go off to the spirit, the happy, the higher level, right? My ego would come back in and be like, but what about this? Or what about that? Or this or that, you know what I mean? So maybe that was like pretty much like your ego was about to die. So it wasn't you dying, it was your ego dying, right? But it was fighting. It was like, no, no, no. Like, that's where, Satan or whatever comes in and tries to go, oh, here's some ego, some stuff to feed your ego so it can come back to life. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Or could be like something like, because like I'm scared from that.
Yeah.
So it shows me this. And the other thing is like, after like the ceremony, after like a month or 2 months, I realized that like we like believe in God, or we believe like in source energy, whatever like
Yeah.
they like to say it, but like we believe in God, and God is love. And doesn't matter like in which situation you are in, you still believe in that. Like even though I didn't have my body, I didn't have my thoughts, I didn't have my ego, and I was next to Satan, and still know like God is love.
It's amazing.
That's very crazy.
It
Yeah.
shows who you are, who you truly are.
Yeah, that shows who we really are. Like all of us are like good, like all of us has something good in us. All of us have like a spirit full of love.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter like how bad you are in this air. So you have something good, and your ego is the problem. Your ego could be like good and help you, or it's good to be against you, or you could help you to do something bad or something good.
They say your ego is not your amigo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what made you want to do the ayahuasca with me next week?
I don't know. I felt like it's calling for me to go back again. And I grew a lot between the time I took the ayahuasca. Like my whole life is changed to the better.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of things like... So after we finished the ceremony and stuff, I went back and started to study like religion, spirituality. And like I spent like hundreds of hours just like studying religions. And start like have more like open minded about religion, and start learning more about even like in Islam, like it's not just, there's like different opinion, like it's not just one way to look at Islam. And that's really was like helped me a lot, and helped me a lot with my spirituality and stuff. So after all, even though like doesn't matter what experience you have, scary or not scary, beautiful, you see heaven, you see whatever, it help you. Like it show you what you need to know.
Yeah, and I remember during my experience, like, because once you start hearing the purging and people going through whatever they're going through, it gets a little scary, right? Because you're trapped in that energy, but it's the fact of staying centered on why you're there, and having some little like safe word or chant, like you said, God is love, right? Or and we would say amor y luz, which means love and light, love and light. And so in my experience, because I don't remember that much of it, but every time I get caught up in someone else's pain or suffering or that realm, it almost seemed like 3 levels, like the lowest vibration was all the pain, all the suffering, all the stuff, all the anger that people had. It wasn't me. It was me being surrounded by them, right? And I'd say amor y luz, amor y luz, amor y luz, and then they would change to being positive, and then I'd jump right back onto my like little journey through the different realms, right? So yeah, and then sometimes even the shaman said in our ceremony, she said, don't bring any bad spirits, because sometimes other people can bring it into the ceremony, right? Like they have some bad stuff and you can get caught up in theirs, right? So ayahuasca is a very intense and amazing experience, right?
Yes.
And so what got you into ayahuasca? Spirituality, right?
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza.
First, and like learning more about energy and vibration, and they talk a lot about like different dimension and stuff, and I just want to see that.
So you went there.
I went there. I experienced it. So.
Yeah. And so would you say you're a more spiritual person now?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like difference between talk about stuff and experiencing stuff.
Right.
And like spirituality, like you experience, all of this, like what's gonna happen, after you die, and you are not just the body and you are a spirit
Yeah.
in a human body. All of that, like I was hearing about it, and even like in religion, I believe about it. Like, you know, because religion tells you like after you die there is different dimension. Like they call it heaven, hell. How is it? We don't know, but like there is different other dimension. So like religion talk about that, but like with the ayahuasca you experience kind of different dimensions. So.
I already talked about my view on death and heaven and hell, but like I believe heaven and hell are on earth. I don't think there's a hell or a heaven when we die. I think when we die it's where you were at, like happy, like just I don't have a name, I don't have a place where I came from. I'm just an entity, and I'm happy. Like it's just you're just like an energy, right? Like you go back into the universe or whatever they call it, right? Some people call it heaven. Some people call it whatever. I believe heaven and hell are on earth by our choices, because you could feel like you're in hell on earth by making a lot of bad choices, right? And then you could feel like you're in heaven on earth, right? And then I saw a really cool meme the other day. It said, religious people are afraid to go to hell. Spiritual people have already been there.
Okay.
So they've already been there. So that's how you become spiritual. You go through some shit in life, right? Like you go through some shit and you overcome it. And then I read another, the book 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. It says religion is about religion is about control. Spirituality is about self-discovery. So spirituality is just basically learning yourself, learning who you are, finding your purpose, following your bliss, learning that we're just love. Like love is the true religion that should be, right? Love conquers all. So yeah, that's kind of my view on it, I guess.
Yeah, but I still believe like religion like is true. Like it's not like made up or something. Like this is like when you connect with the other dimensions. So if we think about like how like other like religions started. So for example, like our like prophet like Muhammad. So he used to go to the mountains and stay there for like 40 days every year. So, and in the religion book they don't talk about this a lot, and they mainly just say like one sentence about it, but like no one say like what he was doing there for 40 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like every year.
He was doing
What
ayahuasca.
was he doing?
So
Just kidding.
think about it. This is the only thing he can be doing, meditation. Like if you think about it, like you go there and you stay like he stay in a cave called Ghar Hira, and so staying there like for 40 days every month, every year, and that's like mainly like spiritual thing. Like you mainly like the way the monk right now they doing, or like other people when they go to the forest, go to the mountains, and they stay there, and they get like so connected with the energy, and they start teaching other about spirituality. So this is mainly like what I believe happened in Islam. So when he was there like in this cave, and then he met with the spirit, in Christianity they call it Gabriel, and in Islam they say Jibril, and he gave the message from God to Muhammad. And so mainly like all like religions like are spiritual, and then people start to change it, the religion, then they start to add stuff to it, and then they give it like a human stuff, but at the source it's mainly spirituality.
Yeah, so spirituality is the essence of religion, but it's the essence of, I don't want to call it religion, because religion is when humans get involved. I think that's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think religion is when humans get involved, because then they start put rules, and a lot of times the rules don't make any sense, and a lot of them are very old. Like the rules are old. Like the rules maybe worked 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, but today. And this is just my opinion, like, because you said it best. Like if you look at the true essence of any religion, it's almost all religions are like pretty much the same. The only thing different is the prophet or who they think is important in the history of the story, right? Let's call it a story. Let's not call it religion. Let's say the story of how we came to be and what values and stuff are important. So the main difference between most religions, I believe, is who's the most important character in the story. Like for Christians, it's Jesus. For Catholics, it's priests and nuns and stuff like that, like saints, basically, right? For Muslims, I guess it's Muhammad, right? He was the main prophet. He's considered the main prophet.
Islam has like the holy book, the Quran, and that's like what Jibril like tell Muhammad, like this from God. So that was like the God talk. Like we didn't translate it, no one translated, no one like tried to understand and say it in different way. So they keep it the same way as it is. So when I read that, I know like this is from God. Like it's not human who wrote this. And the thing about this, like depends on your consciousness. Like if you have like, you can like 1,000 years ago you have like different consciousness as now, so the way you understand this holy book, it changed. But what's happened is like people start like to understand it like 1400 years ago, and they say this is religion, and we don't go back to the Quran, to the holy book. We go back to how they understood it in 1400 years ago. And when I started studying more about religion, there's a lot of Muslim right now, they have like beliefs it's different than what other Muslims believe in, because they go back to the source, they go back to the Quran. And the other thing, like if you live in this universe, like God wants contact with us, like want to like guide us, how to live our life the best way. That's why like they send like all the messengers, like the messengers are the teachers, like in Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, like they were the teachers. But what really happened after like 100 years from the messenger, like they changed the message, like everyone start adding stuff to it and use it for their advantage. And this is the problem about the religion. But for like in Islam, I believe like the holy book, this is from God and no one touched it.
So again, I'm not very religious, but in my business or my previous company, we had a very spiritual mentor, Greg Cap. I don't know if you remember Greg Cap. And he kind of said the same thing. He says he wasn't religious. He was very spiritual. But he said that the truth is in the Bible, right? It's so, I mean, and then again, there's where religion gets in the way. Because all of a sudden, Muslims will be like, well, no, it's not the Bible, it's the Quran. And then, all of a sudden, some other religion's going to be like, no, it's not that, it's this. And then some other religion's going to be like, no, it's not that. Like, Hindus will say it's this. And then, so that's always been why I could never agree with religion, because religion is division. Religion doesn't include everybody, right? If you don't believe what that book says or that prophet says, but you're still a good person, then according to the book, that means you go to hell. And to me, I don't agree with that. Like,
so that's like what, like when other like start to understand the religion and everyone gives their opinion, and after that the religion became a human things, like became rules, like became a way to control others, like, and everyone was saying we are the right group and everyone else is wrong. And that's mainly like why I went to like spirituality. Like I was okay, I want to know like the truth, like even though I know like I'm Muslim, even like because I'm born Muslim doesn't mean like this is like the right religion. Not just because my family, I was born Muslim or I came from Syria, so my religion is right and other religions are wrong. And that's why I start diving in. And I still believe like the holy book is correct, but the other opinion, it's wrong. Like I disagree with a lot of things they said, oh, this is religion, but I believe it's not religion at all.
Yeah. So you distinguish it by just the holy book.
Yes.
Yeah. And by the way, we're not a religious podcast, so you know what I mean? But it's good to talk about it. And I like to learn about other religions. And that's what I love about our group. Like, we have a very diverse group. Like, we have an immigrant from Syria, an immigrant from the Philippines, an immigrant from San Jose. Just kidding. We have an American who grew up in the Bay Area, but whose father is an immigrant from Mexico. And we all have different beliefs and different religions. And I'm not very religious, but I guess if I had to attach my name to some religion, it'd be a Christian, you know, because I had an out-of-body experience in a Christian church. Yeah. But then again, now that I'm becoming more spiritual and learning about spirituality and the universe and energy, I just feel like maybe I harnessed, because I prayed and prayed and prayed for something to happen, and then it did. Maybe somehow I popped myself out of my body, because we can, right? That's what ayahuasca does. It helps you leave your body and enter the spirit world, right? Enter whatever. So if I had to attach my name to a religion, it'd be Christianity, but I don't see myself as religious. I was raised Catholic, you know, but I like the diversity of our team, of our panel, because we are very different, and we bring lots of different stuff, and it's all good, because that's what I'm about. I'm about like inclusive, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, we all agree on spirituality.
We all agree on love and helping.
Exactly.
So yeah, like there's a truth in every like spirituality in every religion. Like, I don't want to be like someone like, oh, just spirituality is right and all other religions are wrong. Yeah. Then I'm gonna be like one of them.
Yeah.
One of the religions when they said we are right, everyone else is wrong. So that's why I don't like to be like all religions are wrong and spirituality is right. Same thing, if I am Muslim, I don't want to be like Muslim is right, everyone is wrong. So there is like truth in everyone, you know? And there is like, just like you have to be like, see like your action, like is it like benefit others, like are you spreading love, are you like improving, are you adding values? If you're doing that, then you are in alignment, you know, with the truth. If you are like just hating others and killing others and, you know, think you are better than others, then there's something wrong here.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of inherent in our DNA, as far as like you said, like we're meant to love one another. Like we're all different on the outside, but if you chop us all in half, like we're the same. You know what I mean? Like,
we have brains, we have a heart.
Yeah, our blood's all the same color, right?
No, I mean like when you get back to the spirit, like you are love. Like this is like what I saw. Like even though like when I was talking, like I was in really like scary situation, and my spirit was just saying like God is love, God is love. So this is like all of us. We are just like, we have love in all of us, and then just everyone like have different programming and how,
programming,
like,
there you go.
How their culture program them to do certain stuff and what's good, what's bad. And if we go back to our spirit, like, and that's what's happening right now. Like the whole universe changing. Like we are going to the 5G right now.
Yeah, 5G too. I don't even understand that much, but do you know much about that?
So in spirituality, like right now they're saying you have like different, let's say like levels or like different vibration or consciousness. They talk about consciousness. So if you talk about the earth, this is like level 1 or like 1G consciousness, level 1. And then you have the animals. They live in like second level of consciousness.
Yeah, because they're pure instinct.
So so like your dog can understand some of what you tell them. They feel pain, they feel scared, they feel love. So they have consciousness, but they are like level 2. Yeah. And us as a human, we are on level 3. So and level 5 where you are a spirit. They saying like level 5 where like Jesus was and Muhammad and Buddha, those were in level 5 where they act from their spirit. They are just pure love and they just want to help. They want to add values.
What about level 4? Level
So
4?
level 4, like when you are in between.
In between.
Yeah. So right now we
That's
are
where
like,
we're at.
we are conscious. We are level 4. So
Conscious.
the more you do good stuff,
Mm.
you are like going to level 5.
Mm.
And when you start like doing bad stuff and start like fearing stuff and feel the fear and the pain and stuff, then you are going to level 3.
I see.
So
Go back to the
That's how I felt like when I was on the ayahuasca trip. I was just going to different levels.
between those levels,
Yeah.
you
And
go
the-
into level 5, you're just a spirit, and
Yeah.
then you get back to see the fear and what's going on.
That's
to level
interesting.
3.
Because the highest level was peace,
Yeah.
love, warmth. And when I got to the highest level, I connected with the singing from all the shamans and all that. It was like all of a sudden I was like connected. And she was talking to me, and she was far away, but I could talk directly to her, and she would be talking to me like yeah, this is where you're supposed to be. Like you're on the right plane,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy.
So this is what they are saying. Like there is shift in energy in the whole planet,
Yeah.
and everything is changing. Like the vibration, our DNA changing. Everything is changing right now, and right now like it's really tough because it's like giving birth. Like how is like before, like the mother give birth, how is painful, and how all the bloods, and like also like the baby like doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We are like this kind of baby right now. Like we think we're gonna die. You only see darkness, and you just hearing screaming and stuff, and then you go to when then the
You
mother give birth,
Pop out the
pops
vajayjay.
exactly, and then everything is beautiful, and like you
Yeah.
have your parents loving you.
Yeah.
So this is what's going on in the whole universe. Like it's gonna get bad right now, and
Before it gets better.
before it gets better. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like they saying this is like the birth of the 5G.
5G. I'm looking forward to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about a lot today. So, I mean, let them know where they could find you, Hatem. Anything you got going on?
I'm gonna have a YouTube channel soon and start doing like films, documentaries, and right now they can find me on my Instagram, Hatem SF3.
Hatem SF3.
Yeah.
So Hatem SF3. Okay. So find him on Hatem SF3. He's a videographer, a photographer, an engineer by day, and making amazing videos and helping this podcast by night. You can find him on Instagram at Hatem SF3. And yeah, I mean, anything else you guys want to add before we wrap it up?
I'm just looking forward to our ayahuasca experience, and I'm glad that you're coming with me. I want you to come, but
Yeah, I'm not ready yet.
that's cool. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I will, but just not
we
yet.
are actually gonna be recording ourselves on the way there with
Okay.
this GoPro and just talk about why we're doing it and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
And when we drive back to the Bay, we're gonna record ourselves again.
Okay.
Talk about our experience after that. Then
Sweet.
we will create a podcast about
Yeah.
the next day.
So look out for that, people. The podcast is coming soon
For
with
sure.
the
I
ayahuasca
can't
experience. But yeah, thank you so much, Hatem, for being on the podcast. I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, especially the spiritual realm. 5G, you guys. 5G's the birth. You guys are popping out the vajayjay for 5G and start crying. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Always make sure to check out our YouTube channel, check out our Instagram. All the links will be below in the description. We have a link tree to link to everything. And yeah, this is what you have to look forward to. Amazing conversations with amazing people. We're going to give normal everyday people the voice to share their story, just like Hatem shared her story with us today. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, follow your bliss.